the Ohio State Buckeyes. Now, I had a hard time choosing Ohio State over Georgia Tech, but what was the deciding factor for me is if Georgia Tech had to play Ohio State, who would be the favorite to win that game? And simply based on what we know, the Ohio State Buckeyes have played the better competition up to this point, being Texas, hindsight 2020. Also, two, they are the champions. Got to respect them based off that. Georgia Tech is not ready for those type of problems just yet. Granted, they are undefeated. With that being said, number 4, in my opinion, is going to be the Ole Miss Rebels. Now, I had a hard time choosing, should I put Ole Miss right here or should I put Oklahoma? Ole Miss is going to be right here simply because, granted, they did beat LSU, one of the hottest defensive teams in the nation, in my opinion. But they only played one ranked opponent up until this point. The College Football Playoff Committee will look at all teams' resumes and see who has the best resume. Up until this point, Oklahoma has the better resume. So that's why they'll be number 3. Having played Michigan and Auburn up until this point, 2 ranked opponents, more than Ohio State, and more than the Ole Miss Rebels, but playing the same as Ohio State and Ole Miss combined. Oklahoma, based off those facts, will be number 3, and they are undefeated. Number 2 will be none other than the highest scoring team in the top 5, the Oregon Ducks, who are disastrously, disgustingly ranked number 6 going into week 5, and they prove why they should have been ranked in the top 4 coming into week 5. Beating Penn State in double overtime, showing that defensively they can get it done. Offensively, I have no questions about those guys. Just like defensively, I had no questions about LSU going into that game against Ole Miss. But boy, was I wrong. Oregon is sitting at number 2. You guys already know who's number 1. Led by Heisman favorite Carson Beck. Ironically, the Georgia Bulldogs need a quarterback at this point in time. And had they treated and realized that it's not Carson Beck's fault, it's really the coaching staff for the Georgia Bulldogs, mainly Kirby Smart. Because yet again, we thought it was Carson Beck not being able to perform at a high level to beat Alabama. But Alabama hasn't lost to Georgia in a regular season game since they lost to them in the championship. And maybe I should say that not so comfortably because Georgia beat them one time since then. But Alabama, since losing to Georgia in that championship game, has dominated Georgia in the regular season. So Carson Beck was never the problem. Hindsight 2020. All Georgia fans thought he was.